Kids at Waukee and South Middle. We talk a lot about HF 802 and the law, but people are ticked because it's not just the HF 802 that's being disregarded and circumvented, it's also the policies of the actual school district. You talk about sexuality. Policy 413.9. Behaviors that are inappropriate unless specifically part of an educational, curricular, or counseling program are not limited to the following, including talking about sexuality. I think the very idea of LGBTQ is sexuality. I think the thing that we have here right now is this tendency to circumvent the law, find a way around it, and just slide things in like it's no big deal. Well, we're not just doing that with the law, we're doing that with the policies here with our school district. So, these are controversial issues. They too are not supposed to be talked about in school based on the policy. 603.6, teaching on controversial issues. Responsibility of the instructor to refrain from advocating partisan causes, sectarian religious views, or selfish propaganda of any kind through classroom or school device. These are controversial. That's why we're here. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So when you slide these things in and don't think that they're that big of a deal, what's next? What's the next thing? You open the door and you're advocating for partisan causes and selfish propaganda. You don't think that Black Lives Matter is partisan or controversial? For crying out loud, they demanded that we take down statues of people like Abraham Lincoln and erect murals for thug George Floyd. They stoked racial animus for months and burned down cities. They went out of their way to tell people that we need to defund the police. That's controversial, okay? And so is transgenderism. It's controversial. It shouldn't be in the schools, okay?
President Lyon, I find it extremely offensive to have a person come in here and attack George Floyd as a thug. He has nowhere been found to be a thug by law. We need to stop this right now.
So you're interrupting me. I'd like to reclaim my time, please.
I demand this man to stop talking. It's extremely offensive.
This is a public place where people can speak freely.
You could do that without insulting or name calling.
Oh, he was not?
Do not name call.
He was not? Okay. All right.
Just be careful.
These are controversial.
Watch your tone. Watch your tone and be careful.
You stopped me from talking, and this is a public place where I'm allowed to speak, and you interrupted me. You don't think this is controversial? Look at, he's trying to stop me from talking about something that divided our country for months.
What we're talking about is still policy 204.82.
We're talking about district policies and HF 802.
And I think you can do that. And we were doing really great up until things turned to things. Well, no.
Yeah, he jumped in. He interrupted me.
To things about things that are not happening in our district.
Yeah, he interrupted. That's my point. My point is.
I think you need to wrap it up, Mr. Diener.
My point is, when you allow things to slide in and you don't think they're a big deal, it leads to other things. When you don't hold people accountable for what they're doing and breaking the law, things happen. That's the point. And what we're doing here is we're allowing Lindsay Law, and we're allowing other people to just circumvent the law and pretend it doesn't exist. And that's what's wrong. And when you allow that to happen, you let other things come in.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Celebrate success and good news, please.